Hi everyone, welcome to Own Learning Lab. In this video, we are going to solve problem number 3 from 2019 JEE Advanced paper 1 in mathematics section. This is probably one of the most easiest problems to appear in paper 1 for mathematics. The problem goes, we have a line y equals to mx plus 1. So mx plus 1, what does that mean? When you put x equals to 0, it's basically the y-intercept that has been given to you. The slope is unknown. It is intersecting a circle. Everything about the circle is known. So it's basically 5 square. So the radius is 5. The center is 3 comma minus 2. So the points of intersection of this line with this circle are P and Q. If the midpoint of line segment P and Q has x coordinate minus 3 by 5, then which of the following options is correct? I mean, the simplest solution that can come to anyone's mind is probably the correct approach as well, which is just substitute y with mx plus 1 in this equation. You will get a quadratic in x square, from which you will get two solutions of x in terms of m. From that, you can actually use this particular fact that midpoint of the line segment is minus 3 by 5, and then you will get a range of m or values of m, whatever. So you just go ahead and do that exactly. Fairly straightforward problem, as I said. So let me just go ahead and do that in a different color. Let's say green. One thing to note here is that since they are saying that midpoint of the line segment PQ has x coordinate this, so I would preferably want this equation to be a quadratic in x. That's why I would substitute y as mx plus 1, not x as y minus 1 upon it. So of course, when you have two equations and two unknowns, there are two ways of substitution. You can substitute any value with the other, right? So one can always substitute x as y minus 1 upon m and then solve for y, but that will not serve the purpose because we have been given information about x. So I just do the straightforward thing, which is x minus 3 square plus y, will substitute y as mx plus 1. So mx plus 1 plus 2, so mx plus 3 ka whole square is 25. Let's expand this. This is x square minus 6x plus 9. Expand the second one, m square x square plus 6mx plus 9. This is 25. Take x square common, you will get 1 plus m square, these two terms, plus x common, you will get 6m minus 6, these two terms, plus 9 plus 9 is 18, but 18 minus 25, so I'll bring 25 this side, so it's basically minus 7 equals to 0. So the quadratic that I was talking about is this, that is x square has coefficient 1 plus m square plus x has coefficient 6m minus 6 minus 7 equals to 0. What does this mean? This basically means that when this line mx plus 1, y equals to mx plus 1 intersects this particular circle, there will be 2 points of intersection, and for when we're substituting the value of y in the equation of the circle, we're getting this quadratic. This means that the solution for this quadratic, the roots of this quadratic, will basically be the x coordinates of intersection. I mean, that's how geometry works, right? So what I mean to say here is, let's say you had a circle here, right? You know the equation of the circle that they have given to you. This is known. And you have a line, and you know the equation of the line. So when you are substituting the value of line mx plus 1 into the equation of the circle and solving, the value that you get from this quadratic, this is the equation that you are getting upon solving, and the values of x that you get from this equation will of course be the point of intersection, right? Because you are literally substituting one value, like you are literally substituting the value of line, the line equation, into the circle equation. So of course it has to be the point of intersection. That's just how basic equation solving works. So having said that, the job is fairly straightforward now, because for this quadratic equation, let's say the roots are x1 comma x2. We know that for a quadratic equation, sum of the roots is minus b by a. So here b is 6m minus 6, minus b is 6 minus 6m, b upon a is 1 plus m square. they are saying that they have given that midpoint of the line segment PQ has x coordinate this. So if this is PQ, this will be x1 comma some y1, x2 comma some y2. I'm just interested in the midpoint, which will be x1 plus x2 y2. We know that if we have 2 points x1 y1 and x2 y2, and there is a line joining them, the coordinates of the midpoint will simply be the mean, right? This and this. So assuming that this line intersects the circle at 2 points x1 y1 and x2 y2, the midpoint will be x1 plus x2 upon 2, which happens to be half of sum of the roots of this equation. So basically, literally what they have given us is this divided by 2 or this divided by 2 is minus 3 upon 5. We can just solve this equation now. Straightforward question. So it is 6 by 2 common 1 minus m divided by 1 plus m square is minus 3 by 5. This cuts off. 2. Is it cutting off? Yes, this is cutting off as well. So m minus 1 divided by 1 plus m square is 1 upon 5. We'll keep on simplifying. 5m minus 5 is 1 plus m square. Let's bring everything to one side. We have m square minus 5m plus 6 equals to 0. This is a really famous equation, really known equation. This we can directly factorize into m minus 2 into m minus 3 equals to 0. That means that the values of m are 2 and 3. So we're getting exact values of m, not even we don't have an inequality condition to be exact. So since we do not have any inequality condition, we will not be getting ranges, that's for sure. So we have an exact product equation, we're getting exact values here. So m can be 2 or 3. So this is not the answer, this is not the answer, this is not the answer. This has to be the answer. So the correct answer to this particular problem is option B. Again, a quick recap, very straightforward question. You have a line, you have a circle, they are asking about points of intersection. If they are asking about points of intersection, you have to substitute one particular, you basically have two equations and two unknowns. So you substitute one equation into the other and you substitute y because they have given you additional information regarding x. So when you substitute y, you get a quadratic in x, and the roots of x will of course be the points of intersection, the solution points for the two given curves. Hence, you have x1 and x2. You don't really need to calculate x1 and x2. Sum of x1 and x2 suffices the purpose because they have given you information regarding the midpoint, which has to be x1 plus x2 upon 2. And we know that from a quadratic equation, it's the sum of the roots is minus b by a. That's literally what I did. Sum of the roots is minus b by a, if you take a note. And upon putting all the values together and simplifying, we'll get this equation right here, which can be directly factorized to get m as 2 or 3. Hence, option number B is the correct choice. Fairly straightforward question. I hope anyone who is practicing this problem right now, you were able to get this problem. Even if you were not able to get this problem, that's fine. But just a quick reminder that when you have a problem on curves and solutions, there are usually two approaches. Either you substitute one particular curve's value into the other, like we did here, and we are able to do so here because on doing that, the resulting equation is fairly straightforward and it actually solves our problem. But in some cases, that might not be possible. It might not be possible to do so. So in such cases, sometimes sketching out the curves is the only way to go. So you sketch out the two curves given and try to see points of intersection. If at all it's a problem regarding the number of solutions for the two given curves, something along those lines. So I hope you were able to learn something from this video. I hope this video, whatever I wanted to show you in this video, was fairly clear to you. I'll see you in the next one. Do like, share and subscribe to my channel if you like my content. Meet you in the next video. Goodbye.